In this video, I'm going to show 6 examples of how to evaluate powers with fractional exponents. So I'm going to do these 3 examples, and then I'll do 3 other ones. And the question asks us to evaluate without a calculator, and then I put in brackets and also with. So it's certainly useful and important to be able to do this stuff with a calculator, but when you do it without a calculator, you show that you really understand what's going on. So I'll do them without a calculator, and then I'll just pop them in the calculator to double check my answer. Okay, we've got 27 to the exponent 2/3. So there's 2 ways we can do this. I'm going to change it to a radical, and the 3 will be my index on my radical. So I'll take a cube root. So I can do the cube root of 27, and then square that. Or I could square 27 first and then do the cube root. So if we do it in this way, cube root of 27 is 3. We have to square that, so it's 9. Or, I think this first way for this question is a little bit better, and I'll show you why. We can do 27 squared, and then take the cube root of that. The problem is that, who remembers what 27 squared is? You might, and it turns out to be 729. And then the cube root of that is 9. So it doesn't work either way, but doing the root first usually keeps your numbers smaller and easier to do in your head. Okay, 16 to the exponent 0.5. So the first thing to do there is to change that into a fraction. 16 to the exponent 1/2, and that's just the square root of 16, and you can write to the exponent 1, but we don't really need to, because that doesn't change anything, and that is equal to 4. Okay, and then the third, we have 4/9 to the exponent 3/2. So for the same reason as over here, I'm going to do the root first, because it'll keep my numbers smaller and easier to work with. So this is going to be a square root, because the 2 is the denominator, of 4/9. And then once I figure that out, I'm going to cube it. So the square root of 4/9 is the square root of 4 over the square root of 9. So it's 2/3 cubed. And then to cube it, we just cube the top and cube the bottom. So we get 8 over 27. Okay, now let's look at how to throw these in the calculator. So for 27 to the exponent 2/3, put 27 in, and I'll use this little up arrow for my exponent button. And it's really important to put the exponent in brackets. Unless, if you have a calculator where the exponent on the screen actually looks like an exponent, then that's good enough. But on almost most calculators, you've got to put the exponent in brackets. And it's 9, so that's perfect. Here's what happens if we don't. We put 27 to the exponent 2 divided by 3. It's going to do 27 squared, and then it's going to divide that by 3. So if you don't put the exponent in brackets, if it doesn't know, because it doesn't know that the whole thing is the exponent, that's why it's giving 243. Okay, 16 to the exponent 0.5. It's 4. If you did 16 to the exponent 1/2, you'd have to put the 1/2 divided in brackets. And then 4/9 to the exponent 3/2. Here, because 4/9 is the base, we've got to put that in brackets. 4 divided by 9 to the exponent, in brackets again, 3 divided by 2. Okay, just because the calculator will do the order of operations, so if there's no brackets, it'll take the number before the little arrow, so like the 9, and it would raise that to the exponent of the next number if we did this with no brackets. And that's not what we want. Okay, so you do this and you get 0.2962, so on and so on. And if you're not sure, if you've got, this calculator has a fraction button. If you press math and then enter twice, it'll put it as a fraction. But you could also put what you think the answer is, 8 over 27, and they come out to the same decimal expansion. Okay, so here we've got 3 more. We have to evaluate negative 125 to the exponent 4 over 3. So I'll take the cube root, because that's my denominator, of negative 125. I'll raise that to the exponent 4. So the cube root of negative 125 is going to be negative 5, because negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5 is negative 125. And I'll still have to raise that to the exponent 4. Now it's really important when you write this, the radical sign acts like brackets. So it's the radical and everything in there. It's as if that was in brackets. But now that we don't have the radical sign, it's important to write the negative 5 in brackets. Because negative 5 in brackets to the exponent 4, we have 4 negatives multiplied together, so that'll be positive. So it'll be positive 625. But negative 5 to the exponent 4, what that means is you follow the order of operations. So you do this first, and you're still left with that negative. Okay, so this is the correct answer. And just make sure you don't write this along the way. Okay. The next question, we've got 9 over 64 to the exponent 1/2. So that's going to be a square root of 9 over 64 to the exponent 1 if you want. So that's, the square root of 9 is 3, and square root of 64 is 8. And then 16 to the exponent 0.75. We'll rewrite that exponent as a fraction so we know what to do. And that's 3/4. So now I can take the 4th root of 16 and raise it to the exponent 3. So the 4th root of 16 is 2. So it's 2 cubed. So it's 8. Now again, with D and F, we could have done them in the opposite order, where we, for example with F, if we cube 16 first and then take the 4th root. The reason that that's a nuisance though is because it's hard to cube 16 in your head. So it's easier to take, if you've got an option, take the 4th root first and then cube it afterwards. Okay, now I'll just check all these on my calculator. So negative 125, it's important to put that in brackets. Negative 125, close brackets, to the exponent, and then we've got to put that in bracket, the exponent in brackets. The exponent of 4 over 3. Good, that's 625. If you don't use either of those sets of brackets, you'll get the wrong answer, so be really careful. Okay, and then here we have, this has got to go in brackets as well, 9 over 64 to the exponent of 1/2. 0.375, and I'll check, I think it's 3/8, and that's also 0.375, so we're good there. And then 16 to the exponent, and I'm just going to put in 0.75 as the exponent instead of 3/4, just in case I made some silly mistake switching to fractions there. And that's 8. Perfect. Okay, good luck with it.